Facebook, YouTube. The day of Gabriel, the archangel. God is our strength. Nope, not Mani. He's a false god. Stop acknowledging false gods. But topic of the message. Today is December 21st. Tomorrow is the winter solstice. Now, is that important for us to know about the winter solstice? Well, this message, I did a message on the good solstice and the evil solstice. I'm finna piggyback on this message that this revelation that God has revealed to me is very important. Oh my God, I found out Satan's hustle pretty that much. Oh man, this is amazing. Well, but the topic of the message, oh man, this topic, I want to title this. How am I going to title this? I don't know how I'm going to title this, but let me start teaching. Well, God just gave me a revelation, a revelation of the reality of the revelation of the winter solstice. The revelation of the winter solstice. That's what we're going to top of this. Now, watch this. This is very important for everybody to know that. Now, if you talk about the winter solstice, I see that people talk about the winter solstice. But one thing you will hear about, in Google or whatever, YouTube, but one thing you will hear them say, they said it was important. These things were important in the ancient times. In the ancient times, these things were very important to them. Now, and what if they still important now, but darkness don't want you to find that out? Yes. Oh man. Well, the topic of my message will prove that reality. Now, here's the thing that's quite interesting that, God, trying to navigate me to find this revelation. He navigates me with understanding certain things that, he showed me certain things. And I look at it and I'm like, it's something, supposed to add up. It's supposed to add up. Things are supposed to make sense. See, the thing is, the kingdom of darkness is one to make you believe that things are nonsense, no concern in you. Like winter solstice tomorrow, whoop-de-doo. Or if the spring equinox is today, oh, whoop-de-doo, go back to your school and go back to your work or get into your sports or get into politics, get into entertainment, blase, blase, blase. That's what the whole system is all about. They don't want you to find out what I'm finna reveal to you. Oh my goodness. But here's the thing, what you got to understand that God taught me about is all about really the creation of the earth. Now, God, it says in Genesis 1:14, that God sends signs and seasons and days and years. Now, I did a message that, these things are significant and very important concerning heaven. May I repeat, what God listed right there, these things are significant and important in heaven. Now, what if we don't know to what extent, of course, because, we let men dictate these ideas of the days of the week or the seasons and the summer and whatever. We let men do all the stuff, and somehow they're just, calling planets and calling things and naming them after pagan gods. I wonder why they're doing that. Well, that's what, everybody's like, oh, well, I'm not going to find that out. Let me go to my worldly activity and ignore this. Well, watch this. Now, God showed me, now I was wondering, why is the winter solstice is on December 21st and December 22. What? Now, I looked at, of course, I Googled and, check out some things, I like Google. Google showed me a whole lot of things that I need to know about finding out. But it says that the winter solstice happens mainly on the December 21st and the December 22. And, rarely it happens on December 23rd and December, but it happens on December 21, 22. Why? But what's with this December 25th thing? You know, why are they worshiping on December 25th? Well, here's the idea that I'm trying to teach everybody, that when God created the heavens and the earth, he created heaven in a top spin axis. You know what I'm saying? A top spin. I mean, you know, I don't think God created the earth in a wobble. You know, God created things in a perfect position because he's perfect in all his ways. You know, that those that know God know if he created an earth, he will create it in a perfect top spin axis. Now, what if some kind of way, what does Satan do to get the earth in a wobble position that is not functioning right? It's not functioning the way it needs to function. And or as what Jesus said, that I love that, you know, Matthew 24 is really, God taught me that, you know, Jesus was giving Satan's strategy to us. That Satan will have to do all these things, create a false Christ. When he does that, it will lead to nations against nations, kingdom against kingdoms, you know, pestilence and, you know, whatever. He was giving the blueprint of what Satan needs to do in order to mess up the world, you know. Now, how did he come about doing that? It's just really simple. See, we are supposed to be about worshiping God. But what if we're to start worshiping God and goddesses? See what I'm saying? What if, you know, that will mess up? We're supposed to worship God, but not gods and goddesses. But what if Satan came up with a plan to create these ideal gods and goddesses concerning the ideal of the fallen angels coming down on earth, mating with the men, mating with the daughters of men? Satan was in charge of that, and they create these giants. And these giants were, as the scripture says, men of renown. And guess what? He started getting certain giants to be born on the spring equinox, and they will birth right on the December 25th on the winter solstice. Well, I mean, December 25th, yeah, was the winter solstice. But what if they kept doing that and people were worshiping these gods and goddesses, and in the worship kept tilting the earth in those days? See, this was the perfect place it was right there. And yeah, the divine light, you know, was the light that was the main energy at that time when God created it, because people lived up to 100, 300, 400, 700, 800 years with no problem. And now, as we know the scriptures, but now people start decreasing years for a certain apparent reason. Could it be that Satan got people to worship these gods and goddesses that were ideal gods of the sun gods, moon gods, and all kind of gods and stuff like that, to get people and get them to worship at this time, this date, right here? What if that was the thing? To get them to... Now watch this. Why the winter solstice? Well, it's simple. What is the time of winter? Winter is the time of death. When things die. When things die. Yes. The time when things die. See, the summer solstice is the solstice that we enjoy the pleasant of spring. When spring, everything is rejuvenated. The plants and animals, Summer is the time of enjoyment. That we enjoy the world, enjoy the things of the world. But winter is the time of death. When things, you know, the plants die and this die and die. And that's why he selected this solstice to get these gods and goddesses to be born, to worship these days. And he create these festivals to keep these days worship, so to keep the earth access end up in this wobble condition that we're in. This wobble is not supposed to. And the proof is that that if you tilt the earth, I saw Google, the person tilt the earth, that you will see that December 25th will happen right on a winter solstice. But if you slant the earth like that, it will move into December 21st. See how that worked? That it was on a solstice that they kept the wobble on the earth. Now watch this. What now, December 25th? What you got to do to keep this bad situation from happening in the winter solstice? You keep worshiping the 25th. To keep the wobble of the axis of the earth in its bad position, to keep the earth in a bad condition, to keep the world acting up right now. That's what's going on right now. Now, God told me about that. God said, let there be light. Spiritual light, divine light came about. And now he said the spirit of darkness, when God said the earth was without form, void, and darkness, he was talking about a spiritual darkness. Now, spiritual darkness is what, Satan's side, of course. But now, what if the spiritual darkness found a way to deceive Adam and Eve and got Cain, and get Cain to, put out a bad sacrifice, bad offering. Get Cain to put a bad offering. Now get Cain to establish an altar in December 25th. Give him to establish an altar December 25th. And get them to worship this altar and get the earth access off its course, that it will not function properly. They're keeping this earth in a dismal position.